What's going on, MMA fans? I'm back to do my WEC 48 Aldo versus Faber predictions, taking place April 24th from the Arco Arena. Of course, this is the WEC's first stab at pay-per-view. We've seen Dana White on some of the pay-per-view spots promoting the event. Rogan, Goldberg, both of them will be commentating for this event instead of Frank Mir and his broadcast partner. So, going to work my way from the bottom of the main card all the way to the top like I normally do. First fight of the main card, Antonio Benuelos versus Scott Jorgensen. Both these guys have fought previously. It went to a very, very close split decision with Benuelos pulling it out. Both these guys are pretty much mirror images of each other. Benuelos, a solid wrestler, good hands, good cardio. Jorgensen, the same. What you look at and what I'm looking at in this fight is who has improved since the last time they fought, and really it's been Jorgensen. He's improved with his boxing, his striking in general. He's been throwing more leg kicks, been working very, very efficiently in the clinch with in-close boxing. And I think overall Jorgensen has improved more so than Benuelos has all around, and I think that's going to play a factor into the fight. Jorgensen's also looked like, this is hard to say, but he's improved a little bit with his cardio too. So that may play a factor into the fight, which, I think that it will. I think Jorgensen will be able to use those tools that he's, seemed to get better with, as well as, a high pace to kind of wear down Benuelos. And I think he's going to stop him in the third round via TKO, so that's going to be my pick. I think that Scott Jorgensen stops Antonio Benuelos and wins via a third-round TKO. Like I said, both these guys mirror images of each other. It'll be an entertaining fight, but I think Jorgensen's going to pull it off. All right, next fight, Anthony Njokuani versus Shane Roller. Njokuani has looked very, very impressive in his last couple fights. Of course, the fight against Chris Wardesky looked very, very impressive in that fight. He's a very, very talented striker. His only weaknesses would be his grappling and his wrestling. He's had issues with that. He's had a little bit of cardio issues here and there. So it'll be interesting to see how he deals with Shane Roller. Shane Roller, very, very good wrestler, good boxing. He's really improved on his timing and his footwork. His cardio is very good. This should be a very, very entertaining fight. Shane Roller, I think, will be able to impose his will. Like I said, Njokuani's had some issues with wrestling. He's had issues with dynamic grapplers, and I think that this is going to be a fight where, unless he's improved on those two things dramatically since his last couple fights, I think Shane Roller's going to have the advantage here. I think Shane Roller's going to use his boxing, use the jab, use his footwork, set up combinations to get the takedown, and I think that Roller will be able to outpace Njokuani for 3 rounds and win a unanimous decision. So that's going to be my pick, Shane Roller via a unanimous decision. All right, on to the next fight. Mike Brown versus Manny Gamburian. Mike Brown, a very, very solid wrestler. Of course, was the former featherweight champion. Lost to Jose Aldo. He is a brown belt Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Good cardio, explosive. Loves to work in the clinch to get his takedowns. And has improved every time he's come out. Every time we've seen him fight, win or lose, he's done something different. So, expect to see maybe a new dynamic, with Mike Brown in this fight. Manny Gamburian is a judo black belt. Very, very good grappler, good wrestler. Okay hands. He loves going for leg locks. That's his pedigree. Loves doing that. And he's really better suited for 145. He's a smaller guy. He's got more of a frame that is built for 145, but Mike Brown will be the bigger fighter in this fight. No questions, no doubt about it. No questions involved. I think overall, stylistically, Mike Brown has the advantage in most areas. He has, I think, an advantage in the boxing. He has an advantage in size. He has an advantage in the cardio. The only area that he may have maybe not much of an advantage maybe in the grappling aspect, but you could make the argument that Mike Brown is the better grappler as well. So I think overall Mike Brown is just the better overall fighter here. I think that he'll be able to impose his game plan, work inside in the clinch, which is where he's probably going to want to put this. If he has problems there, he can box with Gamburian. I think throw better combinations than Gamburian will be able to throw, catch him probably in the second round, drop him, and finish him with a TKO. So that's going to be my pick, Mike Brown via a second round TKO. All right, on to the next fight for the lightweight championship. Ben Henderson versus Donald Cerrone. Ben Henderson, a very, very good wrestler, black belt in Taekwondo, purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. His only problems that he's had in fights is being, the guy that makes little minor critical mistakes where he gets caught in either a submission or a bad position. We saw that in both the Varner and the previous Cerrone fight when they fought before. Other than that, he's improved on his striking and his boxing. He's improved with his distance and his footwork, throwing really nice body and leg kicks pretty efficiently. And he's improved even with his wrestling and his submission defense. So he's taking on Donald Cerrone, who is a talented Muay Thai striker. He's got very good boxing, good clinch. He's talented on the ground. He's either a brown or a black belt in BJJ at this point. He's had some cardio issues here and there. He's got some takedown issues. He's had some takedown issues here and there. His takedown defense is still an area of his game that he's trying to improve upon. In this fight, I've gone back and forth on how I was going to pick this and where I was going to go with it as far as how I saw the fight going. And, a majority of the time, stylistically, when I look at this fight, I've got to go with Donald Cerrone. And the reason that I say that is, Ben Henderson has just made too many critical mistakes in most of his fights where he's gotten caught in a bad situation and the other guy was just not able to capitalize on it. And I think Donald Cerrone is hungry enough that if Ben Henderson goes for a takedown and leaves his neck out there, or goes in for a quick shot, and tries to throw some ground and pound and leaves his arm and his neck exposed, where Cerrone got that triangle attempt in their previous fight. I don't see Cerrone making the same mistake twice here. He's trained, and he said he's trained very, very hard for this fight. He's worked multiple positions on the ground as far as the wrestling is concerned and as far as his grappling is concerned, and I don't think that Cerrone is going to make the same mistake twice. I think exactly what's going to happen in this fight is going to be very similar to what happened in the last fight. Henderson's going to be striking on the feet. He'll get caught or put in a bad situation. He'll try to take it down. He'll make a critical mistake on the ground. Cerrone will catch him in a submission, and he's going to finish it. So my pick is going to be Donald Cerrone via a third-round submission. I'm going to say via a triangle choke. I think that's how it's going to go down. So that is my pick for Donald Cerrone to become the new WEC lightweight champion. All right, on to the next fight, the main event. Jose Aldo versus Uriah Faber. Wow. A compelling fight. Jose Aldo has really just made a statement in the division. Doing the nasty double flying knee to Cub Swanson, decimating Mike Brown, really making a statement there, and people just questioning what is next for this guy. He's a dangerous BJJ black belt on the ground. He's a dangerous striker all around. He's got very, very good takedown defense. Very, very BJ Penn-like in some instances. When fighters try to take him down, it's just kind of Gumby-like. It's kind of weird. But he trains out of Nova Uneo. He is a very, very talented striker, like I said. And he poses some interesting problems for Uriah Faber. Uriah Faber, a talented wrestler, good grappler, good cardio, has improved on his boxing, has improved on various aspects of his game. Even more so in the clinch, it seems. We've seen that in his last fight where he was trying to work more there and try to look a little bit better in that area. Maybe it looks like he wants to try to employ that type of a game plan in this fight, pushing Aldo up against the cage, trying to wear him down and then get the takedown or use dirty boxing. But overall, stylistically, when I look at this fight, Jose Aldo, the takedown defense that he possesses, the speed that he possesses, he's one of the quicker guys in the division. With the exceptions of Uriah Faber, with the exceptions of Cub Swanson. Those guys are some of the faster guys in that division as well. I think Jose Aldo stylistically takes this fight. I think that this fight will stay on the feet. Aldo's not going to want to go down to the ground with Faber. He's going to use good takedown defense. He'll probably get pushed against the cage. Faber will probably try to employ a game plan of clinching to try to wear Aldo down. But Aldo's got very, very dangerous knees and elbows in the clinch. If he's able to use that, push away, catch Faber, which I think he will be able to do, Jose Aldo should win this. So I think Jose Aldo, like I said, he will catch Faber, probably off of a mistake where Aldo's probably going to throw a leg kick. Faber's going to try to come forward with either a hook or a jab. Aldo's going to come with a hook of his own, catch Faber, drop him, and Aldo's going to follow him to the ground and finish him. I'm going to say this is going to happen probably late third, early fourth. And Jose Aldo retaining the featherweight championship. So those are my picks for WEC 48. Leave some comments. Constructive, negative, positive as always. I'll be back the night of or the night after for my review. And I'll be back sometime here over the weekend for my UFC 113 prediction. So you guys, take it easy.